Hello friends, today I am going to talk about the most popular famous name Girish Karnad. Girish Karnad is a very eminent and popular name in Indian English literature, in Indian circle, in Indian society also. Girish Karnad is an Indian actor, director, uh, film director, and a very popular playwright and a Rhodes Scholar. Before beginning, I shall tell you some things that I'm going to talk about his one play in brief, that is Hayvadana. Hayvadana, that is the play which is for the syllabus of TYBA students, optional English paper, Indian English literature, in Indian writings in English. Sorry. So, before that, we shall see the brief introduction to the playwright Girish Karnad. Girish Karnad was born on 19th May 1938 in Matheran, Maharashtra. His rise as a playwright in 1960s marked the coming of age in Indian Kannada playwriting. His mother, Krishnabai Mankikar, was a young widow with a son. While training to be a nurse, she met to Dr. Raghunath Karnad, and Dr. Raghunath Karnad offered her a job as a nurse to his ill wife. For 5 years, Krishnabai Mankikar served to Dr. Raghunath Karnad's wife, and later on, Dr. Raghunath Karnad and Krishnabai Mankikar got married. That was the widow remarriage in those days. Girish Karnad was the third son of the four born thereafter. Girish Karnad's initial schooling was in Marathi. In Sirsi, Karnataka, he was exposed to traveling theatre groups, Natak Mandalis, as his parents were deeply interested in their plays. As a youngster, Girish Karnad was also an ardent admirer of Yakshagana and the theatre in his village. His family moved to Dharwad when he was 14 years old. He earned his bachelor's degree in mathematics and statistics from Karnataka Arts College, Dharwad. After graduation, he moved to England, and there he earned his master's degree in political science, economics, and philosophy, and he became a Rhodes Scholar. For 4 decades, Karnad has composed plays using history and mythology to tackle contemporary issues. He has translated his plays from Kannada to English and received acclaim. He had staged his plays such as Yayati, Tughlaq, Nagamandala, and Hayvadana, Taildanda also. He is a recipient of many more awards, but the most eminent, the most important award which he received was the Jnanpith Award, the highest literary award conferred in India, which was given to him in 1998. It was the short introduction to the playwright Girish Karnad. Now we shall move towards his plays. The first play which he had written was Yayati. Yayati, that was the play actually. Yayati is also a novel to which we Maharashtrians are very much familiar with. That a novel was written by V.S. Khandekar in 1960, for which he has got the Sahitya Academy Award in 1961, and apart from that, in 1968, that novel was nominated for, that novel received the Jnanpith Award also. Girish Karnad had written the play by the same name, Yayati, and that play was also staged in 1961. It became very famous. The story of the Yayati appears in 19th chapter of book 9 of Bhagavad Purana. Yayati was the father of Nahusha. Yayati's father Nahusha is transformed into Python by a curse uttered by the sages as punishment for his arrogance. Yayati's elder brother Yati is initially given the kingdom but turns it down and instead becomes an ascetic. Yati then becomes king in his place and prospers so greatly that he is able to conquer the whole world. So, this type of king, Chakravarti king Yayati, was cursed into premature old age by his preceptor Shukracharya, who was incensed at Yati's infidelity. Yati in turn asks his sons to sacrifice their youth for him, and one of them agrees. It ridicules the ironies of life through characters in Mahabharata. It became an instant success, immediately translated and staged in several other Indian languages. The next one is the play, that is Tughlaq. The play is based on the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was the king he was the king. Tughlaq is 1964 Indian Kannada language play written by Girish Karnad. It's a 13-scene play set during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. It was staged in 1966 as a student production at National School of Drama. The play is portrayed as having great ideas and grand vision, but his reign was an abject failure. He started his rule with great ideas of unified India, but degenerated into anarchy in his kingdom. Next one is Nagamandala. Nagamandala is a play written by Girish Karnad. It was filmed and the film producer was T. Nagabharana. The film uses a magical folktale to reveal the complexity of human life. In particular, the film focuses on folktale in Indian context to reveal the social and individual relations. The film deals with the intimate relations between a man and a woman and an Indian woman's desperation to win the affection of her husband in spite of husband's open infidelity. It also touches on the imposition to prove fidelity on married women while their husbands are not questioned about their extramarital affairs and the village judicial system. Next one is Hayavadana, the play which is for our syllabus of TYBA. Hayavadana is a play by Indian writer Girish Karnad. The play tells the story of two friends who are in love with the same woman and who accidentally swap heads. A comedy ending in tragedy. The narrative also tells the story of a man with a horse's head who seeks to become human. The play was first published in 1971. The play begins with the worship service or puja to the Lord Ganesha, in hope that the worshipper of Ganesha introduces the character. Two friends, Devdatta Kapila, are the major figures in the play. The first is the poet and the second is the son of ironsmith. Devdatta is known for his sensitivity while Kapila is known for his physical strength. As the Bhagavad is describing the man, he is interrupted by a horrified actor who runs on stage claiming to have seen a creature who has the body of a man and the head of the horse, which proves to be real when Bhagavata tries to pry the horse's head from the human body. Hayavadana a princess, explains that his mother, a princess, fell in love with a horse. She lived with him for 15 years until her love broke his curse and he returned to his true form as a celestial being. She decided not to accompany the being back to heaven and he cursed her, turning her into a horse. She later gave birth to Hayavadana. Bhagavata tells Hayavadana to go to the temple of Kali and to ask to become human. As Hayavadana said, as narrator Bhagavata said, Hayavadana left him. The story begins as Devadatta enters the scene. He asks his friend Kapila to find out the name and address of the woman that he loves. He tells him that he loves her so much that he can sacrifice his head and his arms to have her. Kapila finds that woman's home and knocks as soon as he sees Padmini. He too falls in love with her. He considers that the clever Padmini would be better off with a strong man like him as opposed to the soft poet Devdatta. Until he tells Padmini about his friend and how that Devdatta wishes to marry her. Devdatta and Padmini marry, and Padmini is pregnant with their with their son for 6 months later. The two were supposed to go on a trip to Ujjain with their friend Kapila, but Devdatta is hesitant as he believes that Padmini is attracted to his friend. Because of Devdatta's jealousy, Padmini decides to cancel the trip but changes her mind when Kapila arrives. Along the way, Padmini compliments Kapila and seems to be admiring his muscular body. The party passes a temple and Devdatta decides to make good on the promise he made before that he would give up an arm and his head to have Padmini. He leaves the pair and cuts off his head. Kapila finds Devdatta and decides to cut off his head as well. Padmini finds her husband and his friend headless and just about to kill herself when the goddess Kali intercedes. She tells Padmini to replace the man's head. She will heal them. Padmini rushes to follow the goddess' instructions, but as the men are revived, she finds that she has mixed up the heads and placed them on wrong bodies. On returning home, the two men argue over which is Padmini's husband. Kapila's head states that his body created the child Padmini carries and accepted her hand in marriage. Devdatta's head argues that head is in charge of the body. Padmini chooses Devdatta's head. Soon after, Devdatta goes to fair in Ujjain and purchases 2 dolls in preparation for his child. He tells Padmini about a man he wrestled with using Kapila's body and how he wrestled with using Kapila's body and how he won. Padmini later gives birth to her child. The child's doll's narrator narrates some of the action in the household. Padmini is pleased with Devdatta's new body until it begins to look more and more like his old one. She picks fights with Devdatta and dolls reveal that she secretly dreams of Kapila. On a trip to the forest with her son, Padmini comes upon Kapila living in the woods. Just as Devdatta's body softens, Kapila has regained his former strength. Padmini tells Kapila that her son is also Kapila's son since her husband has his body. She points out that her son has a mole in the same place that Kapila does. Padmini stays in the woods with him for several days. Devdatta goes looking for Padmini and finds her with Kapila. The two men fight and both die. Padmini instructs Bhagwat to take her son to hunter and tell them he is Kapila's son. After 5 years, take him to Devdatta's father and say to him that he is Devdatta's son. She tells him she plans to commit sati, lying on her husband's funeral pyre. Hayavadana comes onto the scene, now a horse. Padmini's son is also there, and Bhagwat says that the boy does not speak or laugh. When Hayavadana asked Kali to make him whole, she made him all the horse instead of all human. The story makes boy laugh and he sings with Hayavadana, who wishes to have a horse's wife. Hayavadana cries and the boy tells him to keep laughing. Eventually, Hayavadana's laugh sounds like a horse's neigh. The play ends with celebration to Ganesha for the success of the play. The Karnad based the play on the novella by Thomas Mann called The Transposed Heads and on some Sanskrit text from 11th century called Kathasarita Sagar. It uses a traditional Indian theatre form called Yakshagana, meaning its music, costumes, dances and designs all are styled in the particular way. So this is the plot of the play. Thank you for listening me. The themes of the play are like this. The first theme is the theme of identity. The identity of Devdatta and Kapila, as the body of the heads were swapped on the different bodies. The body of Kapila had the head of Devdatta and the body of Devdatta had the head of Kapila. So there is the identity crisis between them and to whom the Padmini should choose as her husband. Apart from that, there is one more theme, that is the theme of hybridity and incompleteness. Incompleteness is the sense which remains in the human mind till the end of his life. Why? Because it is the greed of the person or the human being to become complete, but till the end he cannot get that completeness. So this is the incompleteness which is the theme of the play. Thank you for listening me.